Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me again for another reveal and review unboxing. It's day 5 of the Beer 52 advent calendar. Today we are sporting a nice little Christmas jumper. There we go. Let's just give you a turn. So there we go. Let's get this number 5 cracked open and see what delights it is offering us today. Now I've got to find the bugger now. There we go. Got to be careful with this because I'm starting to see a few cans. So, the next one out is from Jiddler's Tipple, is it? What sort of name is that? A Jiddler's Tipple. And this is a Juicy Chug Hazy IPA, 330ml, and this is coming in at 3.8% ABV. I think they're at the Midlands. Let's crack on with this video. Right, back in the beer review room with me Jiddler's Tipple in my hand. Ooh, sounds a bit Greg Wallace. So, day 5, Beer 52 box, as I've said. I forgot what I was going to say. Yes, I was totally wrong about where it was from. I thought it was sort of Midlands, somewhere around that Jiddler's Tipple were from. It's actually London. And I thought that because while I was in Coventry, I noticed in the Tesco's, they had a couple of beers from Jiddler's Tipple, and I was going to pick them up, but I didn't bother. So let's stop talking and let's get this Juicy Chug Hazy IPA coming in at 3.8%. A taste, hopefully it's going to be decent. Like I say, first time I've had anything from these guys, so we'll see what we get. 3.8%. How can you say it's an IPA at 3.8%? Let's hope it's nice and hoppy. And let's hope it's good. So know nothing about this brewery apart from the fact they're from London. So there's a bit left in the can. Glass not perfectly clean, I'm afraid. It's looking very light, it's got to be said, 3.8%. It's hazy. It's, you know, it's not real dense sort of hazy, which is no sort of shock. A little head on top, but it looks quite compact and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere yet. I'm not seeing any carbonation go up. At the bottom of the glass, it looks like it's looking almost like the colour disappears and it looks a little bit watery, but that is probably the glass. Any spiel on the back? I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't say anything. I'll hold it up there, and if you want to have a pause and a look at it, feel free. So I'm going to dive in on the nose on the hazy, Juicy Chug Hazy IPA, and we'll see what we get. Very, very standard. A little tropical note, a little hoppy note, if I'm honest. It smells very light. Oh God. Hopefully I'm going to be proved wrong in the taste, but it smells very... It's kind of got that smell of something Brewdog. Something low ABV of Brewdog. So we'll give it a top up. We'll see what we get. I've got to admit, I can't say I'm expecting a good one here, but we shall see. So let's dive in. Cheers. Typical low ABV session IPA thing, if I'm honest. There's nothing really nasty in it. Body, is it any good for 3.8? Average, I suppose. Medium average body for a 3.8% beer. Carbonation is there. Very busy, roughens up the mouth. The liquid, like I said, I say for 3.8% medium body, but it is still very thin. Carbonation's too much, does roughen it up a bit. The flavour pretty much comes and goes. The fact that I was swirling this round and you can hear the carbonation like it's pop. For me, I suppose it's maybe average for this sort of beer, but I don't know. It's not something I like. Yeah, I'll be honest, the more I have of it, it's got a taste in there that I wouldn't say I'm massively keen on. Busy, light, a tropical note. There feels like there's a little bit of grapefruit. There feels like there's a bit of grapefruit bitterness in there that has a slightly unpleasant side to it, almost a bit harsh. I can feel this filling me up with gas already. If I'm honest, it's not particularly great. I said there was nothing nasty in there. There isn't, apart from that sort of like thing with the bitterness. But other than that, it's not actually really a great beer, if I'm totally honest. I didn't want to slate it, and I wanted to give it a chance, but it feels like the more I drink of this beer, it's run-of-the-mill supermarket shit, if I'm honest. A typical low ABV IPA that isn't particularly great at that. 3.8%. Do you get it? Look at that carbonation. It's only a 330ml can. I've only drunk half of it. Yeah, you sort of get, you could say there's a bit of a piney, resinous note along with like that pithy grapefruit, but it's all very thin. It's all very here and gone, if you like. I wouldn't say it's particularly great. I mean, I think these beers, when they're so light, they're just let down by the beer being so light. There's no malty notes in there. It's a hoppy beer with no sort of body to it or depth, really. Yeah, that's my first Gidler's Tipple beer, but I can't say I'm really impressed with it, if I'm honest. I mean, there's going to be people that like this sort of stuff, but there's a lot of bad points about it. It's way too thin. It's overcarbonated. Yeah, it's just very, very average stuff that isn't particularly great. So, Juicy Chug Hazy IPA from Gidler's Tipple. I wouldn't recommend that. I can't see why anyone would want to pick that up. I suppose if you're into them Brewdog beers that, you know, 4 for £5 in the supermarkets or something, and you buy 2 for like, I don't know, what are they, 4 for £6, and you buy 2 for tenner. And if you're into them sort of things, like the bloody, I don't know, I can't even, what's that one, Dead Pony IPA or something, I don't know. But if you're into that sort of thing, you might like that. But for me, I just can't see the point of that. It's not a good drinking experience. It's not a great beer, so I wouldn't recommend it. If you've had it in your Beer 52 box or had it before, let me know what you thought. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. And Basil will see you for day 5 or 6? Day 6 tomorrow? Oh, I can't remember. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers.